In today's interest rate markets, let's focus on the 10-year note today. We did see some decent price action in there today. We saw a bit of a reversal, actually, when you look at how the day played out. We did see the prices lower intraday, particularly early in the morning. But then throughout the day, we saw a reversal, and we saw the 10-year actually close up on the day right around the 128.10 level. Now, we did see it in the 127 handle briefly this morning. 127.29.5 was the low print on that March contract. But as I pointed out, we did see some strength throughout the day as we continue to see some adjustments being made, and particularly when you look at the themes coming out from the global perspective today. Not too much as far as data for the U.S., but I think some of the global data had the impact on the bond markets today. And first of all, we had a Bank of England announcement this morning where they kept rates in check for the time being. That was expected going into the meeting, but also they had some pretty disappointing economic numbers. So I think now the expectations are that the Bank of England might have to move once again and to cut rates in the first quarter if they continue to realize this slowing growth situation. And I think that had an impact on the 10-year, as well as Sweden made an announcement this morning. Now, it was an interesting announcement that they're going to take their negative rates back to zero. So that's a move that a large chunk of the Eurozone or the EU has tried to maintain over the last several years in this price adjustment, and particularly in the interest rate environment where we see negative rates across the globe. So Sweden now going back to neutral or to zero, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as far as the pricing of their interest rate instruments, as well as how it dictates the other countries in the EU if they're going to try to initiate something similar. Also, let's look at price action today and some of the trends in place. Now, really, when you look at the 10-year, it's been in a pretty steady downtrend for most of December. We are down at the bottom end of the range, trying to hold here. And if you look at, it's interesting, when it gets down to that 128 level, it does feel like there's a little bit of support there, at least for the time being. And you look at the yields, we see the yields pushing back up to that 1.90 level. Now, we've gotten there twice in the last couple of weeks, and then we saw it rejected. We have not challenged the high print of, when you look at yields of that 1.97, that was like a 1 or 2 day event. But when you look at the last week or week and a half of price action, we've pushed up to the 1.95 level and then fallen back. And I think it looks like for the short term to be some resistance level there. So that would equate to about 128, I think, on that March contract. So keep an eye on that as you continue to evaluate the price action here, particularly when we look at the trends within the 10-year note.